this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So we are here for another one of our mass making sessions, and we are up to, week number 46, would you believe? Oh, just say it every week, but I'm constantly flabbergasted by how many of these that we have actually done. Anyway, so this week we are doing, I called them last time, I called them peekaboo pockets, kind of like torn pockets. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. Oops, let me just grab my scissors, which are now on the floor. Hold on. Oops. Okay, right. Grabbed my scissors. So if you are wanting to make some of these pockets today, what you're going to need is some scissors. You're going to need some book page if you want your underneath of the pocket, the bit that's poking through, if you want that covered with book page, then you'll need some book page. I've just got a big variety here of different book pages. I've actually got some more over here as well, so I've got plenty to keep me going. And then you're going to need something to make your top of the pocket. Now again, for me, I've just pulled in a bunch of patterned papers. Obviously mine are mainly printables because that's what I've got most of these days. You don't have to use printables. You could use scrapbook papers, you could use you know, any other papers. To be honest, you could probably use book page as well. Personally, if I did that, I would probably want to double it up in thickness. But, you know, just see how you get on. You might find that actually it's okay without doing that. Just kind of depends, really. But the other thing that I thought this might be quite good for is, you know, our collage masterboards that we make. So I've got a few pieces, you know, for offcuts from other masterboards. And then I've got a few masterboards here, which, yeah, I just thought actually these probably would be ideal for these pockets, so we shall see. And aside from that, you're going to want probably like a glue spreader, maybe your bone folder. Actually, I'm just thinking, no, I don't think you will need your bone folder. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. And then if you're wanting to decorate them up, you know, then obviously something to decorate with. Did I say glue? Wet glue. Obviously, or the glue of your choice. And yeah, that's kind of all there is to it. So let's get making a couple of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my base. Now for my base, what I want to do is just use some book page. Now, like I said just now, I personally don't feel book page is very thick and robust. So I will actually, you know, glue mine together so that I've got a thicker base for my pocket. So all I'm going to do is before I glue it, I'm just going to cut it down roughly to the sort of size. And the reason why I'm doing that now is because then when I'm gluing it together, I'm gluing it to the edges, if you see what I mean. Whereas if I actually glued it first, I may then not have glued right to the edges. So that's just kind of why I've done that way round. So just pop my glue down. And like I say, I mean, this is just because I personally don't find book page particularly thick. Obviously, if you are not somebody who is as clumsy as me, you might be happy with yours just, you know, just single book page thickness, you know, or yeah, depending, I mean, you might be doing quite a thin journal, in which case you maybe, you know, don't want to bulk it out and things. So just play it by ear, really. But for me, I prefer to, you know, double my book page up so it's a bit more robust. So like that. Okay, just spread my glue out onto the book page. I'll just give my table a wipe. Okay, right, that's it for the base of my pocket. Now obviously it doesn't look very straight now because, you know, my book page has kind of slid around, but that's fine because I'll trim it up in a minute. So then what I'm going to do, and I'm going to use this, you know, collage masterboard piece. I'm just going to kind of put this down on here. And what I'm going to do is just tear a gap here, which is going to be our, you know, what I'm calling the peekaboo part of the pocket. So just literally tear that out. So all I would say for this is you want to have some sort of thicker paper. You know, it doesn't have to be a collage masterboard. Like I say, it could be printable, it could be, you know, scrapbook paper, whatever you like. But what you're looking to do is have it so you've got your book page poking through there. And then it's completely up to you. You could take them to the sewing machine and stitch around the 3 edges to form your pocket. Or if, you know, you're not comfortable using your sewing machine, you can just obviously glue them down. So just go as close as you can get to the edge of your pocket, like that. And then just glue that down. Oops. So literally pop that down like that. Again, you know, you may want to use your glue spreader, or, you know, just use a wipe or a tissue. Oops, I know that not everybody likes the noise of the tissues on the paper, so actually let me swap my tissue for a wipe. Okay. Like that. And then what you can do is, of course, then trim around your pocket, which will obviously neaten up the shape. And hopefully as well, you know, you're going to get your edges all glued down exactly as they, you know, they need to be. So like that. And that's it. That's all there is to these. So then all you do is glue it down on, say, 3 sides, pop it on a page. You'd have a side pocket, and then you've got your top, you know, top pocket here, which, just to kind of show you, oops, I just burnt my finger there. You would just pop something into the top pocket like that. So super, super, super easy. I mean, to be honest, I don't know how long that took, but it was kind of like literally no time whatsoever. So yeah, they really could not be any quicker and easier to make. So let's do another one. Obviously, I'll do a couple of runs through, and then we'll just get mass making these in more of an assembly line style. So that's the first one. Okie dokie. Let's put that to the side. So let's do another one. So just again, going to pull in my book page. There's 3 pages here, so I don't need 3. Okay, and just going to trim this down to form my kind of base of my pocket. Okay, and then just, whoops, gluing this down. Oh dear, like that. I mean, they're just kind of a nice little alternative look, aren't they, with that torn peekaboo bit. You know, I mean, as you know, if you watch my channel, I never ever do anything complicated. So these are just, you know, super simple, but they look really quite effective, don't they? So that's that. And then let's just take a printable piece this time. So I'm just going to take this one. This is from my Butterfly Musings. And let's just decide where's the best place to put this. Might actually have it, yeah, might actually have it, yeah, maybe up there. So what I'll do is going to tear this down, sorry, not tear it down, cut it down to size so as I know where I want my tear mark to be. I'm just deciding which section of the paper that I would like. So do I go over here and then have like this portion fussy cut it out? No, I think I'm going to go with that there. So just put that down on the page. Just going to cut it roughly out like that. Okay, and just take that down there. Okie dokie, and then again, all you're going to do is just tear out your sort of peekaboo type section. Oops, oh dear, sorry, tore that a bit much, so just tear it down again. Right, there we go. And that's then going to go in there. I mean, isn't that just such a gorgeous pocket? And, you know, there's like literally nothing to that. So again, just go down the edge of the paper. Please excuse the back of this. It was obviously an alignment page, I think, for my printer. Okay, and then just pop that down like that. press your glue down either with your spreader or your wipe. Okay, and then along the bottom. And then of course we can neaten it up all around the edges so it looks a bit better. So just tidy up here. Okie dokie. Just going to tidy up there a bit. Across the bottom. Like that. And just a little bit here on the side. Like that. So, and that's it. Like I say, I mean, they couldn't really be any easier, could they? So that's your pocket. So like I say, you'd then glue them on like 3 sides. You'd have a side loading pocket there, and then here at the top you'd obviously have your top loading pocket here. So they're just really nice, aren't they? So that's all we're going to be doing. So I'm going to do a sort of assembly line style so that we can relax, have a catch up, have a nice time and a bit of fun making some of these together. And yeah, just have a nice time really. So I'll put that to one side. So I'm going to do assembly line style in that I'm going to glue my book pages together first. You know, so I'll probably cut them all and then glue them all and do it like that, I think. So yeah, let's just kind of work our way, you know, doing it like that, I think. So yeah, I hope that everybody's week has started out well. If you watch my channel, you'll know that I film these generally on a Monday. So for me, obviously my week's just started. Yeah, so a bit early to tell really how my week's going to pan out yet, but I hope it will be okay. So yeah, I hope that everybody else's week has started out well. You've probably got a bit more of a feel for how yours is going than I have, but oh, the sun is shining here. It's absolutely gorgeous outside. So yeah, I'm hoping that summer is kind of like starting now. Honestly, it's been just a really weird summer so far. I mean, we've had a few nice days, but I have to say not particularly many. I've done that one a bit small. Oh, that's all that chatting for you. Yeah, not overly many nice days. Not certainly a big run of them. So we've had like a couple of nice days and then, you know, back into not such good days. So yeah, it's a bit disappointing so far. But hey, apparently this week is supposed to be hotting right up. So apparently by like this weekend, it's supposed to be, I'm thinking 30. I feel like I heard it somewhere it was going to be 30. I mean, personally, you know, never happy. 30 is probably a bit hot for me. So yeah, like I say, never happy, you know, moaning because it's too cold, and then I'm moaning, you know, we've not even had the heat wave yet and already I'm moaning in anticipation of it, you know, potentially being a little bit on the hot side. But you know, yeah, just can't please me, honestly. I'm just one of them moaners about the weather. But yeah, hopefully it's going to be getting going. So I have very big news, and yeah, very, very exciting. So I did mention recently that I was hoping to rent my house out for like an event that was coming up. So I have, yeah, managed to do that. So our house is going to be rented out. So, I mean, of course, we need to get out of our house. And the purpose of doing it, you know, is so that hopefully me and the kids, we can get away, have a nice time and sort of reconnect together, because it's been a bit of a year and a half for us, really, you know, with the divorce and things. And it's just, we you know, really need to get away and spend a bit of time, hopefully, yeah, well, just rebonding, really, reconnecting, because yeah, it's been really stressful. My middle son, he's been doing his GCSEs, so it's obviously a very stressful time for him. My eldest son, he's, you know, he's at work doing his apprenticeship. But, you know, the divorce has been very stressful for him as well, because, you know, although he's 19, it, you know, it still is hard, isn't it? And, you know, it's probably been hard for him because he's felt that he's had to step up in the house in terms of, you know, looking after things a bit and doing kind of jobs and things like that. So, you know, it's been hard for everyone. And of course, my daughter, I mean, she's only 8. So, you know, naturally, it's been hard for her. I mean, ironically, she seems to have been coping the best, actually. But I suspect that's a short-term thing and probably, you know, I mean, I hope I'm wrong, but, you know, you wonder what might transpire later. So, you know, yeah, anyway, I digress now. So, yeah, I was trying to keep it upbeat. So, anyway, we have rented our house out. So that's the good news. So the bad news is, so we're going to have to get out of our house next week. So I have managed to book us a holiday, a last minute holiday. So we are going on a cruise. You know, my oldest son's paying for himself and things like that. So we're going on a cruise, you know, that will hopefully kind of coincide a bit with, you know, the renting of our house. And yeah, so, oh, I can't wait. So that is literally from next week. So, oh my goodness, we have got like no time at all to get prepped. But I mean, having said that, obviously this was always in my mind, you know, with our room swaps that we've done recently and all of that. So that was always in my mind, was that this was the plan. And that was partially, well, it didn't start out that way, but actually just turned out to be a brilliant way of, you know, getting our house ready to rent it out. Because, of course, the loft, you know, which was my workspace, is now, you know, a really, really lovely bedroom. You know, which of course, yeah, previously it was just my workspace. So, you know, yeah, obviously all of that work, and that was why I was on that tight deadline, the tight turnaround. I mean, obviously I needed to get my workspace done because, of course, all the time that I had no workspace, that was not great for work. But also we were on this deadline because obviously I knew that the event was kind of looming, and, you know, I needed to kind of get the house done so that we could rent it out. So, yeah, very, very exciting, slightly nervous, you know, kind of obviously, yeah, haven't kind of obviously done anything like that before. But, you know, I mean, I haven't needed to before. So, yeah, it's all good, you know, because obviously one thing offsets the cost of another thing. So, you know, obviously the Airbnb thing is, of course, you know, offsetting our holiday. So, you know, fingers crossed, it's yeah, it's a good thing, because, you know, we haven't had kind of a proper, what I would call a proper holiday. This is actually the 3rd year, because obviously it was the pandemic. Was the pandemic 2 years? Oh, I've lost track of it, to be honest. No, yeah, the pandemic. And then last year, obviously my husband had left, plus it was still sort of pandemic, you know, you couldn't kind of go abroad straightforwardly anyway. Obviously you could go abroad, but yeah, there was a bit more kind of a criteria, wasn't there, to doing that. So we didn't go away last year. We went to Wales. You know, we had a nice time, but I have to say the weather wasn't great. And to be honest, by the time that you've actually rented somewhere, we rented a, you know, a little bungalow in Wales when we went, which was fine, and it was fine. But, you know, we didn't have particularly great weather, and, you know, obviously it cost a lot in the fuel to get there. It cost quite a bit to hire the place, and, you know, we obviously spent money while we were there and things, because, of course, the weather wasn't great. So, you know, we were kind of having to amuse ourselves. So, you know, yeah, it kind of swings in roundabouts. But anyway, so, yeah, this year, obviously, managed to get a really good deal for, you know, a cabin on a cruise ship. And it's just going, like, to Spain and France. And it's going from our port that's kind of local to where we live. It's about 40 miles away from where we live. So, you know, it's nice and kind of easy. We will just literally drive there and then just board the boat. So, yeah, can't wait. Literally can't wait. So, yeah, that's kind of obviously the good news, is that we will be hopefully having a really, really great chance to just reconnect and just, you know, just put a lot of stuff behind us, which has obviously you know, I mean, if anybody out there has been divorced, and I know lots of you talk about it in comments and you've emailed me privately and things to say that you've been through similar. I mean, it is really hard, isn't it? And of course it does take its toll on everybody. You know, there's none of us haven't been affected. And, you know, it's very hard. So having just some quality time away from work, away from the house, away from, you know, just the drudgery of life, you know, doing the school run, doing the food shopping, all of that kind of stuff. I cannot tell you how much we just need to do that. So, yeah, it's just obviously me and the children, and yeah, I can't wait. Literally can't wait. Anyway, so that's the really, really, really exciting news and really good news. The bad news is, of course, you know, we're going to have to get out of our house, and yeah, we've got to get out for 3 weeks. So yes, it's well, to say it's kind of going to be a bit of a hectic week this week. So of course I've been madly shopping, you know, buying things for the guests, you know, just little things like, you know, buying new towels and things, buying new tea towels, you know, stuff that actually, you know, really has needed replacing for a long time, but we obviously haven't replaced it. You know, but yeah, you couldn't kind of obviously give our threadbare tea towels or, you know, things like that to the guests. So yeah, I've been kind of madly buying things like that. You know, I don't know, replacing a couple of pillows and things like that that needed replacing, and yeah, just kind of getting the house you know, up to scratch really. So that has been that. I mean, luckily, obviously, like I say, a lot of that had taken place over the room swap, or during the room swap, because of course we were anticipating, you know, doing this. You know, that was part of our kind of, you know, not reason for doing the room swap, but as a side product kind of thing of the room swap. So yeah, we have been you know, madly kind of like doing things this weekend, and frantic. So yeah, I've got like a week now, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to endeavour to film the next 4 weeks worth of mass making videos. So that's including today's, this week that I'm now filming. So the reason I'm telling you all this is because I've just got to apologise really, because these are like my closest to what I would call like a live video of all the videos that I do, because I feel like this is like live, you know, live real time. This is my Rose Park papers, by the way, sorry. And just for anyone who's joining, the reason I'm saying the papers is because I know that lots of times, you know, when I don't say them, people would like to know what papers I'm using. So yeah, if you're wondering, oh, why is she constantly telling us that, that's why. Oh, what was I saying? What was I saying? This is just some of my collage papers that's in my shop. I just can't remember now the name of it. Rose something, I think. Now, what was I beginning to say during all of that big ramble? Oh, I have no idea now. Oh, yes, right. So, yeah, these are what I class kind of as close to my live, you know, live video as I do, really. Because, of course, you know, we have a really good catch-up. We have a really nice time. And it's, you know, it's kind of not live, but, you know, it's in real time. Whereas a lot of my videos, obviously, they've been filmed ahead. So, I mean, they might not go up for, you know, 4 months or something. Because, obviously, I slot them in according to how, you know, how I think it kind of suits, I don't know, maybe something else that I've watched or something like that. So, yeah, I'm going to be filming the next 4 weeks worth this week. So, the downside of that is, of course, normally we have a catch up and we talk about what I've been doing during the week, or, you know, maybe if I've been to the cinema with the kids and things like that, you know. Well, of course, you know, that's going to be a little bit tricky. Sorry, I just suddenly realised I've cut these actually too big, really. So that's going to obviously be tricky because, of course, I'm going to be filming them all this week. So the reason I'm really kind of apologising is because this was the butterfly musings as well. the reason I'm sort of putting it out there and sort of apologising in advance is because I just think, oh my goodness, who knows what I'm going to manage to ramble on about. This is the Birdhouse Terrace papers, and this one's been coffee dyed. And all of these I've printed on thicker paper. This is like, I think 230 GSM. Yeah, so I don't know what I'm going to be talking about because, of course, my week won't have happened. So, you know, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what we're going to find to chat about for the next 3 weeks, but hopefully be able to chat about something. So, yeah, I just wanted to kind of put that out there because I thought, oh, this is going to be awkward. You know, my videos are going to be like really, really, really boring. So I just want everyone to be aware of that, really. So, yeah, for the next, well, four videos. So this one and then the next 3, they will have been filmed ahead and not in the live kind of style that we normally do the mass making. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully it will still be fine. But I just did want to put that out there, so just so that you're aware, really. Okay, this is my butterfly blue papers. Let's just see. Okay, what was I then going to say? Yeah, anyway, so we yeah, we're going to have to get out of our house. So yeah, we are going to have to pack like all of our stuff. We're going to have to go to my mum and dad's house for a few days because, of course, our holiday is not 3 weeks. So we're going to have to go to their house for a few days. So, you know, that was really, really nice of them to agree to put us up for a few days before our holiday, which, of course, our holiday is only 2 weeks. Yeah, so we're going to go there. So we need to kind of pack, you know, like for the week there and also obviously for the week or, you know, for the duration of the holiday, if you see what I mean. So, yeah, we just need to kind of be really, 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 really careful with what we're packing and how we're packing stuff. I mean, obviously I can do some washing while I'm at my mum's house. So, you know, things like underwear and things, you know, we'll have to obviously wash before we go. But I'm going to try and pack quite a bit. Oh, this was from the Pink Ladies background papers. I'm going to try and pack quite a bit before we go, you know, in terms of holiday stuff, because it would actually make it easier, really, to go. So I'm just deciding how I want this one, actually. Not sure. Perhaps I'll use another one from the Birdhouse Terrace. Actually, I could probably use this one. Yeah, so anyway, we're going to have to obviously, you know, pack very, 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 very carefully. So, yeah, that's going to be what we're doing. So I'm doing lots of washing at the moment to get everything ready. And then, yeah, hopefully kind of we'll be done. To a point, we'll be done. And then we'll be going to my mum and dad's, where, of course, then I'm not going to be able to film. So that's going to be the longest I've not filmed for in about three years or something. Yeah, so I am going to just miss it so much. Obviously, I will still be putting videos up because I've, again, been madly filming ahead so as to make sure I've got plenty of videos in place that I can upload. But yeah, it's just going to be, yeah, it's just going to be kind of weird, I suppose, really, you know, from my point of view, because obviously I'm used to, you know, coming in and filming and, you know, chatting with you guys every day. So it will just be a bit, yeah, a bit strange. But anyway, hopefully it will be fine. Right. Just finding one that's a better size for this. So probably that one. Okay. And obviously these, I'm just using these collage master boards because they're, you know, they're quite good for these. Yeah, so anyway, that's the big exciting news in our house, and that's what we're kind of busy up to at the moment. So it's going to be hectic this week, but hey, hectic but worth it. So yeah, please don't think that I'm complaining. It's all good. So, well, I say it's all good. Right, here is my complaint. Oh, you knew that I couldn't get through a day without complaining about something, didn't you? My daughter's passport's not arrived. Oh my goodness. I mean, I pray and pray and pray and pray that it's going to arrive in time. I don't actually have, you know, my son said to me, what's the plan B? And I said, I don't have a plan B. I'm just really hoping it's going to arrive. Yeah, I feel literally sick every time I think about it. It's a nightmare, an absolute nightmare. There's something weird going on, obviously, with the post office. Well, not the post office, the passport office. Normally, their service is normally really, really great, I have to be honest. And, you know, you can get hold of them on the phone and, you know, what have you. Well, not anymore. So I'm putting this out there because be warned, if you need a passport, then honestly, apply early, because I applied for her passport back in March, you know, because I was already kind of like, you know, planning all this. So, well, not quite all of it, but, you know, some of it. So, yeah, we applied for her passport back in March. I did not get an email until, I think it was the 25th of May to tell me that the person I had said, you know, to confirm her identity had not confirmed her identity. It took them 2 months to tell me that. So, of course, as soon as I knew that, I got straight on to that person, you know, and said, I'm so sorry, you know, could you please do this? Now, they said they hadn't got the email, and, you know, I fully believe them. You know, so I have no idea, to be perfectly honest, what actually had gone on, you know, why they didn't get the email. Anyway, I put their details in again, and, you know, they were very good. They straight away confirmed her identity that day. So that was, I think I got the email, I think it was the 25th, and I'm sure that was a Friday, or I couldn't get hold of them until the Friday. Anyway, so then we had, of course, the weekend and what have you. So, yeah, to cut a long story short, it was obviously by the time that they would have done it, I think it was the Monday or Tuesday of the following week. Wow, would you believe? We still don't have it. So I tried phoning the passport office. This was a couple of weeks ago. I was on the phone. I started phoning them. I hope I'm not repeating myself because I feel like I have talked about this quite a bit, but I think I've just moaned about it with other people. So, yeah, apologies if I'm repeating myself. I phoned them up at 8 o'clock. So my daughter and I were sort of having breakfast. And I was on hold. So I took my daughter to school. On my bike, I had my, you know, phone in my bike basket because I did not dare hang up and lose my place in the queue. So I took her to school. I got home. I did, you know, some emails and what have you. And it got to 10 o'clock. And I said to my son, you know, because he's at home at the moment doing his, like, study leave, you know. I said, listen, I need to go and do a video now. Could you take the phone? Please, please, please don't let them just pick up and then hang up, you know. Say, oh, let me take you straight to my mum, you know, and come straight through and give me the phone. So he did. And do you know what happened? He came in to my room at 11 o'clock and he said, oh my goodness, Mum, guess what's just happened? They picked up the phone. Well, didn't pick up the phone, but, you know, recording came on the phone at 11 o'clock. So this is 3 hours after I phoned, because I'd started phoning at 8 o'clock. 3 hours. And then they said, oh, due to high call volume, please call back another time. And they just hung up. They just hung up. Can you believe that? I just couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. So that was that. So clearly no point phoning them again. However, it got to, I think it was Tuesday last week. And I thought, well, her passport's still not arrived. I've got no choice. I'm going to have to phone them again because, you know, this is just crazy. So I phoned them again, yeah, Tuesday last week, or Monday or Tuesday anyway, last week. And again, I was on the phone for an hour and 59 minutes. However, touch wood, I did get through to somebody this time. So I actually spoke to a human being and didn't just get put on the endless loop of, you know, you're in a queue, listening to Mozart. So I was talking to somebody and I was stressing, you know, we really need her passport and we've also rented our house out. So, I mean, we need it out, you know, by the 20th. And she just kept saying, there's nothing I can do. Oh, in the meantime, sorry, I had, when the person had then confirmed her identity, I then needed to send her own old passport back, which of course I did straight away. And I paid for the special next day delivery so as to make sure they had it by 1 o'clock the next day. Well, then, yeah, about a week went by. Yeah. In fact, yes, that's when it was. So, yeah, because it had been the bank holiday weekend. So I had posted it on the Monday of the week before. And then it got to the Monday after the bank holiday and I still hadn't heard anything. So I phoned them and said, you know, I haven't heard anything. I sent the passport on the next day delivery. So it must have arrived by 1 o'clock, you know. Oh, there's nothing we can do, they said. So I am just praying and praying and praying that her passport is going to arrive in the next couple of days. I mean, honestly, I feel sick every time I think about it. So, yeah, I'm trying not to think about it too much and just hoping and praying that it's going to arrive and everything will be fine. But, oh my goodness, talk about cutting it fine. So, yeah, not a good situation. Anyway, so, yeah, that's my moan. I knew that I couldn't get through one of these mass making sessions without moaning about something. Anyway, let's move on from that and talk about something a little bit more cheerful. So, yeah, so I can't wait for our holiday. It's, just going to be so lovely. Yeah, just can't wait. And yeah, I mean, I said to my son, well, it's been 3 years, hasn't it, since we've been on holiday? And that's when, yeah, we sat and kind of said, has it been 3 years? You know, because that just sounded like such a long time. So, you know, then we kind of looked at it and just said, well, yeah, because the first year was obviously the lockdown. Then last year was, you know, combination, it was still sort of lockdown. And, you know, my husband had kind of left. So, yeah, I mean, it just, you know, wasn't really brave enough to do going on holiday and things like that, really. Yeah, so, I mean, it has been 3 years. And, I mean, probably has been like that for most people, you know. I guess, I mean, some people I know did go away last year, didn't they? As soon as kind of things were lifted. But I don't think things were properly lifted. So it all seemed very complicated because you still had to have, oh, I don't know, like jump through hoops to be able to go on holiday. I mean, we did go on that little cruise in October with my mum and dad, actually. Just my middle son and my daughter and myself. And my sisters went. Because it was their 70th birthday. So, yeah, we kind of did go then. I mean, yeah, so I'm not kind of saying, oh, we haven't been anywhere. I just mean, you know, to actually have like a couple of weeks holiday, you know, for 2 weeks, kind of all four of us. Oh, it feels like it's been a long time. So we just cannot wait, I have to say. But yeah, mainly I can't wait to get this week over with because it just feels like we have a lot of outstanding things to do before we're going to be going anywhere. So I'll just hope that we've not forgotten things, that we managed to do everything, get everything done. Yeah, feel nervous. I mean, the chap who's renting our house, they're coming from America. So, yeah, they're coming from America, which is, you know, that's very cool and exciting, isn't it? Yeah, so he's just emailed last night asking, you know, a few things. Do we provide, you know, essential things, where's the nearest shop, and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, I've just emailed him back this morning. And he also asked, did we have a coffee machine? And I know this sounds really strange, but I mean, obviously, I'm not really a coffee drinker, to be honest. I very occasionally drink coffee, but not very often. You know, I drink tea really. And I mean, over here, we kind of just obviously make tea and coffee generally just from the kettle. And it was only kind of then that I thought, oh, actually, I can remember being on holiday in the States and, you know, not especially having kettles and, you know, things like that. So, yeah, he'd said, you know, do you have a coffee maker? And I thought, oh, no, we don't have a coffee maker. So, yeah, I've ordered one. It's not a very expensive one. I think it was about £40. I hope it's going to be okay. And you just buy pods for it. So, of course, I'll have to buy some pods for it to make sure that there are, you know, there are pods. No point just having the machine, is there? So, yeah, I mean, hopefully that's all going to be fine. So I need to go and pick that up later on today. I had to buy an iron and an ironing board because when my husband had gone, he took the iron and ironing board. And, you know, I don't really iron anything if I'm truthful. Oh, sorry, it just burnt my finger. I don't really iron anything if I'm truthful. The only things I iron are, you know, coffee dyed paper. So to be honest, I hadn't even noticed that we didn't have an iron and an ironing board because actually I've got my small iron now up here, which I use, you know, for the beeswax. So actually, you know, I quite often just use that. So I hadn't even noticed that our iron was gone. But yeah, so I've ordered an iron and an ironing board. So that's hopefully, well, one is coming from Amazon and one I'm actually, you know, having to go to the shop to collect. So yeah, lots of kind of, you know, those things that, like I say, I mean, we weren't particularly, you know, needing or missing. And like, you know, like I say, I mean, just like replacement towels and tea towels and things that, you know, I mean, ours had just kind of seen better days. So, yeah, just kind of like, yeah, things like that. I also bought some new saucepans because actually our saucepans we had since we got married. So, I mean, that would have been 23 years ago in August, and they were a wedding present. And, you know, things like all the handles, they were all come off, you know, and we've kind of re-screwed them on and re-screwed them on, but, you know, they only kind of last a few weeks, and then, of course, the screws kind of come loose again. So things like that. So I thought, well, I'd best order some new saucepans, because imagine if then that happened while the guests were here. So, yeah, just things that, like I say, we kind of were needing anyway, but were managing to do without replacing. So, yeah, I've got on and, you know, bitten the billet and ordered all those little things now. So, yeah. So we've got a box of saucepans sat now in the kitchen, you know, and things. So everyone's under strict instructions. Nobody is to use the new stuff. So, yeah, on the day before, so like next weekend, we're just going to clear out the saucepan cupboard. I'm going to chuck away all of the old, you know, wedding present saucepans and put all of the new saucepans all in the cupboard. So that everything is, you know, new and lovely and in good condition and all that type of stuff. So, yeah. So, yeah, when I emailed him this morning telling him, you know, that, yes, we are near to shops and, you know, all of that kind of stuff, and said, you know, I've just ordered a coffee machine. Hadn't really occurred to me. So, yeah, thank you for the reminder. So I've ordered that. Yeah, so that's our sort of current project, really, what we're on. So, yeah. It's going to be frantic. But, yeah, so anyway, I will be, yeah, at my mum's. Well, we will be at my mum's at first, you know, and then obviously we will be on our holiday. So, you know, because our holiday, like I say, is only a couple of weeks. So, yeah, we will be out of action though for 3 weeks. But like I say, that won't affect you guys. I'm going to try and purchase the online internet package from the boat. Again, I haven't done that yet, and I must go on and do that. yeah, I hope that's straightforward to do that. I managed to do that when we went on the cruise in October with my mum and dad. So, yeah, hopefully it's just a straightforward thing and I can just literally purchase a, you know, a prepaid package, you know, so that I can then be in contact. Now, a bit like when I was on that other boat, I just want to kind of mention, you know, I will be hopefully purchasing that package. I haven't been on to check that you can, but yeah, I'm hoping that you can. But obviously I don't know whether it's going to be 100% reliable or fast. When I purchased it, you know, on the other cruise, it was okay, but it was a little bit slow. And there were times when it still wasn't really kind of working. So I just want to kind of mention that because just in case, you know, if there was something desperately urgent, you know, I might not be able to get to you. I mean, I have to say I'm still behind with my emails, always behind with my emails. So I just apologise about that. But yeah, I will be loosely speaking contactable, you know, whilst we're away. So, well, I hope I will. Like I say, I haven't actually been on to check that they even do an internet package, but I'm just hoping that they do. So that's the plan. Right, don't know what the time is here. Oops, time to stop and actually decorate one. So just quickly do this last one. And then, yeah, I will obviously glue the others together, you know, in a minute in slow time. I always try and stop about 45 minutes to decorate one. So there we go. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, I looked up what's the weather like in, I mean, I couldn't really remember where we were even going, to be honest, in Spain and France. I think we're stopping in like four places or 5 places. I know that one of them is Barcelona. That was the only place that really rang a bell. I hadn't really heard of the other places, except for somewhere in France. So the other day I thought, oh, let's see what the weather's doing there. So I just typed in Barcelona because that was the place that I could remember. And yeah, I thought, oh, let's just see what the weather's doing. Oh my goodness, it was lovely. 24 degrees. I mean, 24 for me, that's perfect. Because like I said, I actually struggle once it gets, you know, too hot. So, I mean, for me, 24 to about 30. I mean, 30 is getting a little bit on the hot side, I've got to be honest. My son said to me, oh, what's wrong with you, Mum? You're just constantly complaining. He said, you know, we've been wanting summer and now it's kind of, you know, getting hotter. You're like, oh, it's too hot for me. But yeah, I do find it too hot. So, right, just having a look to see whether I might prefer this on here. Oh, that's quite nice on there, actually. And these are just from my Belgian Blue kit, these little cards. So I think there's an ephemera part and a, you know, background pages. They're just from the background pages. So, but yeah, it looks quite pretty on there, doesn't it? So let's put that there. And then I think we'll put some lace. Okie dokie. Oh yeah. Yeah, so anyway, perfect temperatures. I mean, presumably, like, you know, it's, yeah, a couple of weeks till we're actually going still. Well, just under 2 weeks now. So, I mean, it might get a bit hotter, but I actually hope it's not really going to get much hotter than that because, like I say, it would then actually be a bit too hot for me. But, yeah, I mean, if it stays at that sort of temperature, then, wow, that's just, like, perfect temperature for my liking. So, fingers crossed it's going to be, you know, staying around that level. Right, let's just see. Just folded over a couple of ribbons or a few ribbons the other day. So I've got them ready. It's just really nice, isn't it, when you've got things kind of ready on hand. I prefer pink, actually. Let's just see. Pink's quite pretty, isn't it? Yeah, so, yeah, that's that. And, so I had to dig out all you know, all kind of clothes and things. So they're all hung out on my wardrobe at the moment. You know, possible things that I'm going to be taking. I mean, like I say, we're going to have to be a little bit careful with the packing so that we make sure that we've got the things that we're going to need whilst we're, you know, at my mum and dad's. And then obviously the things that we're going to need, you know, for the holiday, kind of like separate really. So yeah, all a bit nightmare-y. Okay. Right. Okay, and these are just my labels. I think this is label set 2, but I just thought that would be quite a nice kind of addition there. So yeah, that looks quite pretty, doesn't it? I just did some of those wax seals the other day because I'd been meaning to for ages, and yeah, I finally did a bunch of wax seal making. Okay. Right, I'm going to hot glue these bits down, just, you know, I know I say this all the time, but just because it's nice and quick and easy. And then I just know that they're, you know, they're all glued on. Okay. Okay. This here, I might just quickly rough this up a little bit. And maybe ink around the edges a tiny bit too. Yeah, funnily enough, I mean, obviously our suitcases and things like that, they're really buried, you know, because where we haven't really used them for a long time. So even things like that, you know, I said, oh, you boys are going to need to dig out those suitcases because I can't really get to them. You know, I haven't kind of quite got the muscle power to lift everything to actually pull them out. So, yeah, going to have to kind of get to those and things like that. Okay. Okie dokie. One down there. Oh, how pretty does that look? I'm not even sure whether I need that wax seal now. Why is that a bit weird, having it the other side? I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Perhaps we'll have it there. Okay. There we go. Okay, so that's that pocket. I mean, isn't that just so pretty? I haven't really got a journal that I've, you know, got partially made, but I have got some folded over pages. So I mean, if this were a journal page, this is how this would look on a page. And like I say, I would just glue around on, say, 3 sides and then pop it down. So then you'd have a pocket here on the side, and then of course your other pocket, oops, here, oops, here at the top. So a pocket there, and then you'd have, you know, pocket there as well, or that side, depending on which way you did it. So yeah, I hope that you like them. Let's have a quick count up and see how many we did. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I've got a few left to glue. So 9, 10, 11, 12. So yeah, 12. So I mean, that's pretty good, isn't it? I mean, I have got to just assemble a couple of those, but yeah, pretty good going. So yeah, I hope that you like them, and hope that you have fun if you decide to make some along with me. And yep, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a fantastic week, everybody, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.